Hello out there, comic book lovers. It is Friday. So you know what that means. I'm doing my Friday night reviews. I am going to take three comics from the previous Wednesday, so the three what I thought were the best, and do a review of them. And then I'm going to take the one that I liked the least. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, but it's the one that I liked the least. And check it out. Okay, happy Friday. I know normally I have my videos up, but life gets in the way. Normally have Fridays off. Had to work today, and by the time I got home, the sun was just coming through here, and all there was sun, shadow, sort of like what you'd see with my hand right here. So I had to wait, move out of the way. But now I'm going to do videos, even though there's a little bit of sun still here. I'm just going to do everything that I picked up this week, which is everything that I would have picked up except for the DC, because somehow Alaska didn't get our DC comics this week. So that's no Batman vs. Superman and all that other stuff. So when we finally get them in, I'll probably do a video and then review them after I get done reading them. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books this week. Actually 8, but one of them is a, what do you call it, trade paper, and I haven't finished reading that yet, so I'm not going to review it. Let's get started. First, I have Bomb Queen Trump Card None. Written by Jimmy Ryan. Not sure who it is, but it is published by Image Comics. Is the B cover. I knew absolutely nothing about this comic. But that it is the second series in the book. There was just, I guess, Bomb Queen first trade paperback that I have. Because I looked up and said, oh, look, trade paperback, boom. It is a political satire. And I guess part of my issue with this is when I read this one, I didn't know anything about it. What happened in the first, series. It's coming in cold. While I found a little interesting and just kind of over the top, I wasn't familiar with old, so it's just like, okay, yeah. So basically what we have is the woman named the villain, Bomb Queen, which is on the top, who was a super villain. From what I can tell in this world, there are superheroes and supervillains. They are government sanctioned. They're clowns, right? That create supervillains, and I guess it's kind of like what The Boys is with Dynamite. They are run by in The Boys an organization. In this one, it is the Bomb Queen was the only surviving queen, because there was the queen something, there's this type of queen, the ice queen. They are all dead. She was a dictator over a city, and how, and I don't know why, she had faked her death. And at this point, she is living as somebody else because she's supposed to be dead, and someone finds out who she is and asks her to stop President Trump from violating the Constitution. He had overridden whatever Constitution amendment it was that keeps him from running for a third term. And they want her to stop him from doing that. Can't use assassination, can't use, all this. Like I said, it's a parody. And the thing is, you can't really tell where the character, the rhyming from, because he's playing it over the top with all sides. Or at least that's what he's trying to do. Take all sides, but there is an underlying message to this and I don't want to, not going to get into politics right now. I don't want to sit there and say either way, but part of why part of the reasons I liked this as much was my unfamiliarity with of this, of this comic, and just the complete over the top part of this. It was intriguing, but also off-putting, in my opinion. Maybe once I get the second one, it'll settle down. Once I get finished with first trade paperback, things might change. But I'm gonna give, the art is incredible. And the story is kind of well written, type of thing that it's trying to do. But as of now, I'm going to give this a 2.5 out of 5, just because, partially because of my lack of knowledge of the world in this comic. Because, like I said, it is satire. Next book. The Plot. This would be number 6. Due to the break in comic publishing, because of a little current situation, I had forgotten a lot of what was going on with this story. It is written by Daniel. The art is Mordecai. Hickson is the colorist, and Russell is the letterer. So we have a young man who is coming back to his town, to his house, due to the death of his brother, to take care of his brother's kids. They're orphans. And there is some mysterious things going on in the house that he knew about, and you're slowly learning. And it is just weird stuff. And I think the last one, it was just kind of a flashback to years ago, like over 100 years ago, showing family stuff back in the day that led up to it. And this one set up and then comes into modern time. So I'm kind of catching up, but that I don't remember it. Everything sort of getting to be kind of confusing, and I'm not sure that I want to keep it. Just because, why? You know, if you lose track of stuff and you never found things super interesting to begin with, why continue it? So, 2.7. Now, the next book is Black Magic number 13 by Greg Rucka and art by Scott. Nicola Scott is one of my favorite artists these days. I think she ranks up John Byrne, Jim Lee, some of the other people. I mean, if she just did a book where it's just her drawing pictures, by just pictures, I'd buy it. Because that woman is really, really talented. And damn. So, this one you have Rowan Black, who is a witch, also a detective. You're switching back and forth between her responsibilities, where she's not too super into, and also stuff that she's doing with the police force investigating murders, and some of these things have to do with magic, and she's got a broken relationship with her partner that she had before. Go ahead. She's got things going on with her enemies of the coven, and she's got a new partner. And dude right here, I think that's a dude, or whoever it is, it has been taunting her, trying to get her to move into stuff. It's really kind of intriguing and fun to deal with. But then again, not only did they take a break between storylines, I think the break was delayed by the crisis. So I'm kind of aware of what's going on, but again, hard to remember. But I know I enjoyed it more than the plot beforehand, so I'm going to get this. Keep going. I'm going to give this a 3.25 out of 5. Story's pretty good. The art is fantastic. That woman could draw and make it look interesting. Next, The Boys, Dear Becky. I didn't start reading The Boys. I didn't read The Boys when it first came out in floppies. I wound up getting the whole series in trade and just loved it. Loved it on Amazon, but that's not what we're here for. The Boys, Dear Becky, number 4, is a prequel to the series. It is young Huey, who is back home with his girlfriend, I can't remember her name, and he gets a package in the mail with a diary. It was first started by Butcher's wife. And once she dies, he starts a diary to tell his wife what's going on and his motivations. So this is some of the stuff that is leading up to The Boys and some, the relationship between Mother's Milk, the Frenchman, the woman, and this is, before little Huey came in, so it's not in the Backflash stories. But, wow, this is Garth Ennis does a good job making sure are referencing things in the future, so not making it included. And tell you the violence and everything is in here. Everything that you like about the is in this. So you're back into the past. Then you also have little Huey reading the diary and knowing what actually happens in the story. The foreshadowing is incredible. I'm going to give this a 3.7 out of 5. Okay, next I have Philadelphia, number 7. Written by Barnes. Art by Jason Sean Alexander. Louis Nett, I think, does the coloring. This is a new story arc. So you have the main actor, whose father, the vampire, detective, died at the end of the last arc, saving Baltimore. And now he is trying to continue his job as a homicide detective in Baltimore, knowing what he has to look out for, not only just regular homicides, but vampire kills. He hooked up with the woman who does, so what do you call him? I can't think of that right now. When somebody finds out cause of death, who both know what's going on and are investigating stuff, and you also are dealing with John Adams' President John Adams' wife. John is dead after the end of this last arc. She survived her own plans, so you're switching between him investigating stuff, majority of the comic where she's giving some background stuff, but it's also advancing the plot. And there's a little story at the back of a woman who 100-something years ago got into a werewolf. So I'm assuming they're going to be integrating werewolves into the story. And I have to tell you, Rodney did a really good job with this. The art is interesting. It fits with the type of story. It's not Nicola Scott good. It isn't super distracting, so I'm not gonna. It's not off-turning. So I stop reading it because of that, because of the art. So if you like investigating, like murder mysteries or procedurals, if you like horror, if you like history, I think this is a pretty good book for you to read. So get the trades for the first part and then pick this up. I'm going to give this a 4.0. Second to the last book. That Texas Blood. Number 3. This, I think number 2 just came out last week or maybe the week before. It is written by Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips, I think, is the artist. So basic plot of this is you have a sheriff of a small town in Texas. He has issues. He's got things with his wife. He needs to get a casserole dish back from some people that his wife had lent the dish to, and all of a sudden there's a murder. And then we're dealing with the brother of the murder victim coming back into town. These were not well liked by the people in town. The brother who was just like, screw it. Years ago said, I'm out. I don't want to deal with this town. I don't want to die. But when he comes back to try and investigate how his brother was killed, the people are still treating him like shit because history. And he's trying to convince them that, he's not the guy that he is. He's not his brother. And the sheriff, look, let me take care of this stuff. And the people are he's going to stop him from getting his ass kicked a couple times. Because the people in town are, that type of thing. So I'm going to give this a 4.25 out of 5. Now, the last one, Red issue 4 of 4. Jason is the writer, Will Conrad is the artist, and Inez is the letterer or color, which it doesn't say. But story is these, boyfriend and girlfriend who were from someplace in Mexico. They witness their friends, so they're trying to get out of town on a cartel that murdered their friends, get across the border into America so they can, or at least escape from the cartel who murdered them. They get across the border, try and kill them. They come across a guy who saves them, and there's some hanky shit going on in the house. Turns out the people who are in the house run a type of game thing. Hunting humans. But not only are they just hunting humans, they're hunting Mexicans. I found that out in the last one. And this one is the finale, so you've got the boyfriend and girlfriend trying to get away. You've got the head of the cartel could take care of stuff himself because the people underneath him were incompetent. And it all comes to a conclusion. This was done really well. The art is fantastic. The story is well paced. The good and bad guys are a tad bit, what do you call it? Sick. But you know what? It was a fun read. The art really, so yeah, why not? Now, if you can get all 4 singles in your store, get it. If not, get the trade paper. Can't speak today. It was fun. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5, and I'm really enjoying all of the AWA Upshot stuff because I guess what they're doing, they're doing miniseries and then maybe starting them up. I know they're doing that with a couple of them, so enjoy it. All right, so the things that I got. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Either way, enjoy your comics and enjoy your weekend.